Hello everyone, welcome to a new video for Ethereum, Solana and SUI price prediction based on Elliott Wave analysis. We're going to start with Ethereum on the all-time history study here, where we have of course our cycles. For Ethereum, we have of course our wave 1 and then another impulse, wave 3 there, and 4 and a 5 as an impulse to finish a wave 1 or a wave A. As you can see, this impulse has potentially finished in 5 waves, perfect as an impulse, no invalidation for the wave 4, 5 waves in the wave 3, 5 waves in the wave 5, and of course internally we have a 1, 2 over there. That means of course it is a perfect finished impulse, wave A or a wave 1. After this, we start to get of course a very long sideways correction here, as you can see, where we cannot count anything impulsive in this wave here, which it was obviously a correction followed by a deep prices there, 3 waves down, and of course a WX and a wave Y towards the upside here. Because if you are in 1, 2 and then 1, 2 again, wave 3, wave 4 and a wave 5, the wave 5 is 3 waves here, and anyway you don't have any kind of a wave 4 and a 5 after it to finish the double 1, 2, especially that this wave 4 anyway interfered with the zone 1, which is total invalidation. By all means, all the sideways that we see here is simply a correction there. And we can see clearly that the parabolic curve here, taken from the all-time highs always, we can see, of course, that the price is finding, of course, some difficulties to break this parabolic move. And currently, of course, after pushing here at a potential double 1, 2, knowing that this is a potential correction finished here as 3 waves up, 3 waves down, WX and a Y, we are probably looking at double 1, 2, right? So these are the start here for a potential wave B or a wave 2 there after the WX and a Y. And we start to see something impulsive in double 1, 2 until of course we reach the parabolic curve here taken from the all-time highs. It couldn't break above it, and we start to see of course a pull toward the downside again. Currently, we are estimating still this potential double 1, 2 in case, of course, we're still looking here for something for higher. And of course, we are currently in the perfect fib level for a wave 2. So if no signal of strength will be shown to push for higher anymore, that means we are dropping for something much more bearish. Can be, of course, a continuation for another wave Y there, meaning, of course, that you might finish here the X over there and you start a new wave Y, or your wave Y is an expanding flat, meaning your X still finished over there within a wave B also potentially, and you have an ABC here, ABC expanding flat. The wave B is different scenario. It is an A. The wave B, all of it has to be the WX and a Y to finish a wave B there. This is a much more deeper correction, which it might unfold a wave C here, which is a flat there that we are looking, ABC, meaning 3 ways down, 3 ways up, 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5, to reach the 1-to-1 fib level there, taken, of course, from this wave B high, and to give us, of course, a potential scenario at 1-to-1, 931, which is horrible, right? It's a most worst case scenario that we might get here, unless, of course, a wave Y again will be finished somewhere there without taking the low. But however, in both case scenarios, if we are in a wave Y or a wave C, well, this might be a very deep prices for Ethereum there. Yeah, so even the wave Y, let's say it's going to take only this low. Well, this low is at 1,400, which is, of course, the 50% of the current price. Where are we right now? So, yeah, we need a signal of strength. If a signal of strength will not be given here as a 1-2, well, that will be, of course, a very bearish scenario for Ethereum again. And yeah, the things might not be looking good for the future still. Meaning right now on the lower time frame, guys, to explain this further on the micro level, those are the double 1-2 that we're talking about, right? We have a wave 1, wave 2, another impulse wave 1, and another wave 2. Currently, this wave 2 has took the almost between the 0.786 and the 0.618, meaning if we are going to push further down, this is the last chance for Ethereum to finish a wave 2 in a very long, complex structure. And once we finish, in case that we stay above the 886, the red flag there, That means, of course, you still can push for higher in a wave 3. Is this wave 1, 2, 1, 2 are saved. But in case that the price will hit the 886, that is a huge risk here to take this low exactly. If we take this low, that means, of course, invalidation of this 1, 2, automatically invalidation of double 1, 2, because if the second 1, 2 is invalidated, meaning, of course, the first one as well. And that means, of course, we are going to take this low there. And that means taking this low, meaning bearish, meaning, of course, taking potentially even this low to finish a huge correction here and then pushing toward the upside again. So I would say it is time for Ethereum to show strength. Otherwise, the things are not going to be really good. 15-minute chart here, we are still looking at an impulse in a wave 1, 2, and of course wave 3 is unfolding there. This is our wave 4 also potentially finishing here as is a triangle, or still looking for one more high in case it is something ABC, but I doubt it. Very, very weak. I see, of course, here a triangle much more convincing, which is, of course, a wave 4. And that means wave 5 might still be unfolding toward the downside. The ABC here, in case the wave 4 is going to push for a wave C, still higher, can be, but I doubt it, guys. Okay. That means currently we are looking at an A, B, C, D, and a potential wave E here, and then pushing really massively toward the downside. So that is not looking perfect. Of course, if we're gonna push for a wave 5 there, your target might be, of course, the red zone here, taking this low, at least the 0.786 will be hit then, and potentially the last option, the last chance here to push for higher is from the $2,500 for Ethereum. So we're gonna see, guys, what's gonna happen, but I would say we are already in a red flag, honestly, for Ethereum. If we take a look closer on the KGT, we have here something as bullish right now. Might be, of course, as a signal, but don't forget that the bearish is still in play. It's not invalidated yet, and it might still have a pressure from the top. However, because we have kind of like divergence here a little bit, but I see it weak one. Yeah, it is very weak. We still, of course, pushing lower and lower very slowly. But there is some, I would say, supports somewhere here and starting to push towards the higher prices, but still having a pressure towards the downside at the same time. And it might, of course, fail and pushing even further downward. So because anyway, we might need, of course, this low maybe to test the 2,500 and take it from there towards a massive wave 3. Yeah, so we gotta be careful with Ethereum. It's not looking good. I mean, look, if this is a correction finished here as an A, a B, and a C, why we are still doing some corrections there, failing to take the high, momentum slowing down, taking the lows again, impulsive towards the downside. That is not looking good, guys. Yeah, so even as double 1, 2 here, it doesn't look good because, of course, we didn't took the high, the momentum is breaking, and we are impulsive downward. So we gotta be careful. 2,500 is my next target, and to test, of course, this area if we're gonna get some strength from there. Before we continue, I would like to briefly share an exclusive offer from BYDFI. By signing up through my link in the description below, you'll receive an instant VIP3 account providing significantly reduced trading fees. In addition, BYDFI is offering generous sign-up bonuses. Deposit $100 and receive a 50 USDT bonus. Deposit $1,000 and receive 200 USDT, or deposit $20,000, you will receive 2,000 USDT bonus. This is a limited time offer, so check my link in the description. This is regarding Ethereum deep analysis a little bit. If we move to Solana, also Solana on the daily, still looking also weak. Be careful. We have, of course, several scenarios here as 1, 2. Another 1, 2 might be unfolding, and we're looking for a wave 3 toward the upside. However, if this is a wave 2, it has to be 3 waves down. And as you can see, the first wave A given, the 3 waves B are given, and the wave C is still missing here to be finished. And that means your wave C might be a double 1, 2, wave 3, 4, and a 5, a 4, and a 5 here to hit the $80, $75 for Solana. And that means, of course, an ABC might be unfolding there, and especially that you need these three waves even in different scenarios. Meaning an ABC zigzag, let's say, finished a wave A in the white scenario there. You are looking for three waves down for a wave B in this scenario. The wave B has to be, of course, a regular flat, at least hitting the 1-to-1 fib level in confluence with the 0.38. That means also the $75 and $80 is very required also in this scenario for Solana. Final scenario is, of course, a leading diagonal 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5. Your wave 4 here has to be also a zigzag or a regular flat, preferably zigzag, where we see anyway impulse here, correction impulse. Perfect fib level normally in leading diagonal wave 4 is exactly the 0.38, 0.5 fib level, which is the minimum requirement, $75 again. So as you can see, the scenario of the $75 is back on the table very, very strongly. And it's still, of course, aiming for it, especially the micro level showing a lot of weakness and that it might still reach, of course, this price. We are diving impulsively here in 1123455, very likely to reach this area. Despite that this is looking also kind of like a leading diagonal, which I doubt it. It might be the WX and the Y here. Three ways for wave B, but in case we are in a wave 1 here as leading diagonal, well, your last chance is, of course, this area before taking this low at $97. By all means, on the lower time frame here, this correction is still unfolding right now, as of course in potential wave A, wave B, and a 1, 2, 3, 4, and a wave 5. If this is gonna happen, a wave 5 to finish still in this last chance area for Ethereum, for a wave 5 to finish up a wave 2 over there within a wave C, can be, of course, our last chance. However, in case that this is going to transform to something much more impulsive rather than wave A here in three waves, this can transform as a 1, 2, 1, 2, and then your wave 3, your wave 4, your wave 5, 4, and a 5 towards the $75. Meaning confirmation of a bear market, which it might be deeper even later on. Nobody knows, of course, more than 75, but we're going to take it step by step. First, 75 to be tested there. In case of failure, of course, in our last chance area here for Ethereum, especially that this is still looking impulsive toward the downside, the wave 5 will unfold and is unfolding right now. And it might take the low very easily, knowing that we are in the perfect fib level for a wave 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, wave 1, and can be, of course, something corrective. But how can I take it corrective and we still impulsive and we're looking for something still impulsive toward the downside? Therefore, possibilities are shifting, of course, bearish much more than bullish, guys. So we gotta be careful. Again, even if this is a wave 4 in two scenarios, which can be, of course, an A, B, and a C here, or WX and a Y in a wave 4, we might still push toward the downside. Nothing impulsive in those waves as a 1-2s, meaning very weak for bullish. Very strong for bearish. Another scenario is a triangle, A, B, C, D, and a E, and then pushing lower, of course, after a triangle wave 4, which is very likely a wave 4 to be a triangle here, and then pushing down for a wave 5. Therefore, we gotta be very, very careful there with Solana as well, looking very weak. And of course, on the KGT right now, on the 1 minute chart, we can see, of course, a divergence there within the bullish signal. Of course, as a divergence, we might get a wave E there. Very likely the wave E might unfold, as I mentioned, A, B, C, D, E, and that's why you see a bullish signal a little bit, which might push a little bit higher. It might be a wave C even, but still at the end, as per Elliott Wave, this cannot be considered 1-2, 1-2 there, yeah? Especially with this price here. Obviously, it's a zigzag, and then A, B, and a C, and a D, and a E, and then pushing for lower. Yeah, so the things are not looking really great, especially that the bearish signal is still open there. Even if you take a macro outlook there, you will see also a potential bullish scenario, but also the bearish is still there. Yeah, so the bearish is still open. Despite that you have a bullish there, it might be, of course, something wave C or wave E, guys. So, but we gotta be careful with it. It might be invalidated soon, meaning if the bearish was still giving, of course, a pressure there, this bullish might get invalidated by taking this low, which is very close, and we took the 886, by the way, meaning it's going to be taken sooner or later. And by taking it, this bullish signal will transform to invalidation. Despite that, it might move for higher for wave E. After taking this, it's going to transform to invalid. And that means, of course, yeah, we got to be careful with it, guys. This is regarding Solana, so it doesn't look good, guys. Yeah. Also, still looking at weaknesses for SUI as well. If we take a look at the all-time history here for SUI, we are, of course, in several scenarios where for bullish and bearish, where you have 1, 2, 1, 2, very low possibility, wave 3, 4, 5, 4, 5. Why very low possibility? First, wave 1 is so much larger than the second wave 1 here. The wave 2 is taking too much long time, separating somehow this structure from that structure. Yeah, and basically this structure is 3 waves as a wave A zigzag here. We got another 3 waves down for a wave B, and a potentially wave C after finishing, of course, the wave B there. We might push for a wave C for higher prices. Wave B to be finished, very likely that we need to take, of course, this red area, and that because, of course, after an impulse wave A, you got 3 waves B, 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5. Wave 5 still, of course, looking for the targets at $1, very, very likely to be taken. This psychological number looks like the altcoins market is looking for it, is looking for something really bloody this time. And bloody and even long in a time. Yeah, so I would say if you take a look at the altcoins, this is the longest bear market ever that we saw, and the deepest and the bloodiest. Yeah, so unfortunately, guys, the crypto market is a little bit in pain right now, which is very weird, right? Very weird. I mean, knowing that psychologically, crypto market is facing for the first time some support from major governments, right? For the first cycle. But why we are facing the opposite? Well, psychology always, right? So we gotta be careful. However, that's why Elliott Wave always reveal for us the psychology, the real psychology in the market, and not just simply rumors and news and how to say, like something based on fundamentals, guys. That's why the fundamentals somehow are weaker always in technical analysis for me, in my opinion. And that's why, of course, the reality is always shown in the price action, guys. Despite the support of crypto market, even from US government, the strongest government in this world, I don't see yet, of course, that the crypto market is thriving like never before. Yeah, so even before the support, it was stronger, honestly, before the support of the government. So, yeah, wave 5 is on the way, I would say. The low is going to be taken $1. For SUI is very, very likely. If we dive inside it for the 4-hour chart here, 2 hours, 4 hours, well, it is very obvious, guys. Very obvious that this wave 1, 2 here, wave 3, wave 4 given, wave 5 still unfolding. I'm still looking for the $1. Of course, in this wave 5, which is unfolding in the following way: 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for wave 3, 4, and a 5 to finish the major wave 5 in a wave C, wave 2, or a wave B there, and then pushing towards the upside. Internally, 15-minute chart, what is going on in there is a potential, of course, still can be a wave 4 unfolding there for a potential wave C, meaning A, B, and a C there, but I doubt it. I think that this might be a 1-2. Another 1-2 is playing there, and we might melt down here, and suddenly melt down in a wave 5. So we gotta be careful as well with SUI. If we take a closer look at SUI, KGT is the weakest, and it shows an honest price action, which is already in validation of bullish. Stronger bearish signal coming with the pressure of selling from those 2 points there, 2 highs. We can see the reference and the bearish signal putting more pressure in validation for bullish, meaning however you're gonna go up is gonna be corrective and it's gonna melt down. Yep, so these are the possibilities for Ethereum, Solana, and SUI, guys. I'm sorry to say, but it's very bearish, but it's the reality. We always, of course, have to be on the safe side. So trade safe. Thank you for watching. Thank you for your likes and comments. See you in the next one. Bye bye.